Good morning, all. Beautiful cloudy morning. Nice and cool. Slight breeze. Birds are singing. It's great. So I just made a video I made the how to smoke a pipe video, which I guess I'll link to it in the video description. But this is it's the first of the month. It's June 1st, whatever. I like to do my top 5 or my top 10. So, kind of in conjunction with the how to smoke a pipe, this will be like 5 tips for new pipe smokers or anybody who, it's for anybody. Kind of along the vein of things that I wish I would have known when I first started smoking a pipe. So, oh, by the way, this is a Muth pipe. It's my custom apple cornfish with the bamboo shank. It's real good, real good. I love it. And I'm smoking Exhausted Rooster. So anyway, let's go with some tips. The first tip: don't break the bank yet. All right. When you're first starting out smoking, there's that temptation. I mean, you first discover the hobby, and then you get on the internet or you go to a smoke shop and you see $100 pipes, $200 pipes, and you're like, geez, this is a lot. That's a lot to invest in a pipe. Well, there are other options. You can get a corncob pipe. Those are like $5, and they smoke wonderfully. You can get an estate pipe. Go on to eBay. An estate pipe is a used pipe, pre-smoked. Yes, you can get a used pipe. You can clean them up, and they are perfectly normal. I have tons of them. So you go on eBay, get them for $5. You can go to your local antique store, get like a $10 K-Woody. Go to garage sales or estate sales. There are deals to be had out there. Or if you absolutely want something brand new and you want something that's drilled properly and everything, go get a Chris Morgan Bones pipe. $39. And that's going to be fine. And you don't need to get tons and tons of tobacco. Get you a couple of tins of tobacco. Maybe get some bulk samples. Hook up with somebody in the YouTube pipe community, and they'll hook you up with some samples. You don't need a fancy lighter. Just get a Bic or some matches. Pipe nail. These are $1. So you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to spend a lot of money. The point is that if you don't enjoy tobacco out of a $39 or $40 Chris Morgan Bones pipe, you're not going to enjoy it out of a $400 Dunhill. So don't feel like you're going to need to spend that money up front. Now, if you do enjoy smoking tobacco out of a $40 Bones pipe, well then, yeah, you may want to eventually move on to, a higher end pipe. That's perfectly fine. But if you don't like it if you don't like it in a $10 K-Woody or a $40 Bones pipe, you're not going to like pipe smoking. So don't break the bank when you're first starting out. Not necessary. Okay, pipe cleaners. All right? You saw this if you watched my how to smoke a pipe video. Use your pipe cleaners I like to put a pipe cleaner into the stem when I'm loading the pipe. I pull it out, smoke the pipe. In the middle of the bowl, reinsert the pipe cleaner to get rid of the moisture. And then when you're done smoking, I like to clean the pipe using a clean one, of course. Dip it in some Everclear grain alcohol, high alcohol solution. Highest you can get. Sometimes it's like Bacardi 151 or something like that. But get you some high alcohol, drinkable alcohol, and clean your pipe with that. That'll keep it nice and clean on the inside. So take advantage of your pipe cleaners. That's number 2. All right. Number 3, and I think this is probably the most important, especially when you're starting out as a new pipe smoker, is you need to choose a tobacco that is going to behave well. Now that is regarding the cut of the tobacco and the moisture level. Think about it. You're a brand new pipe smoker. You want to get, you want to get tins of tobacco. You want to get tins. So you open up a tin or you crack into a tin. It's this big old fat flake that's just steaming moist. All right? And then you try your best to pack it into the bowl right out the tin, and it's wet, and maybe you didn't fold the flake right or you didn't break it up correctly. It's just moist and it's not packed right, and you have to relight and tamp and relight. The tobacco gets hot, the pipe gets hot, the smoke is just harsh and disgusting, and you hate it. That happened to me. When I first started smoking a pipe, I bought a fresh tin of Orlik Golden Sliced and didn't know how to pack a flake, didn't know to let it dry out, and it just kind of ruined for a long time. Flakes ruined Virginias for me. I didn't like them because that experience was bad. So get a ribbon cut tobacco, and if it is moist, let it sit out. You have to do that. You have to let it dry out a little bit. There are very few tobaccos that are just good to go out of the tin or out of the bag. Hearth and Home's Chatham Manor, it's kind of like Carter Hall. Perfect. It's perfect. It is a well-behaved, thin ribbon cut. The moisture level is perfect. It packs easily. You're going to get good flavor and a great smoking experience if you start with a very well-behaved tobacco. And then as you go along and you learn more about flakes and all these other different kinds of tobaccos, it'll come easier. But I would say start out with something that behaves well. Okay. Number 4. This is about when you're choosing your pipes. It's all about the shape and the size of the bowl. The anecdotal, kind of the common wisdom in the pipe smoking community is that Virginias need smaller bowls, smaller circumference or smaller diameter bowls, and Englishes will get the bigger round bowls. And I think it has to do with you want your Virginia tobaccos to have less surface area on fire. But anyway, the point is that I agree with that, but find it out for yourself. If you get yourself a big old huge bowl and try to, you get a nice big, like a 7LE 320 or something like that, and you try to put a Virginia tobacco in there, it's probably going to get hot and harsh. You're not going to enjoy it. It's going to bite you. That's for something like a nice English. Those do well with Englishes. Get you a narrow bowl, something, a smaller pipe. Those tend to do better with Virginias. But like I said, I found it. I knew the wisdom, but I found out for myself, and that's what I do. This is kind of a smaller bowl. It's it's a little bit wider round than my finger. It does Virginia's great. Virginia Periques, it's great. But like my big Nerup, with a big old bowl. English, man. English, Balkans. Do those. A lot of Kia. Smokes great in that. So, number 5. This is my tip 5. All right. So, this is gonna be kind of the jerk off kind of cliche, but I wrote be patient and don't sweat the small things, but really I want you to be mindful. When you smoke, be mindful. When you're packing, when you're a beginner, like I said, if you take the time to pack correctly and you take the time to get it lit and enjoy the tobacco, and yes, be patient with it, but if you're mindful when you smoke, you pay attention, you're going to get that experience that you need, and it's going to be more enjoyable. And when I say don't sweat small things, it's like, some of the conventional wisdom is like, you need to be able to smoke without doing relights, and you should smoke the whole bowl. Don't worry about that. I have to relight all the time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. And sometimes, like if you're smoking an aromatic, it's going to go bad. It's going to go tasteless about halfway through. Maybe 2/3 through, just depending on the tobacco. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes you're smoking and you got a great flavor and you're halfway through the bowl and maybe it just kind of goes a little sour, or it just starts to taste harsh and ashy on you. You're under no obligation to smoke the whole bowl. When you're done, you're done. If you don't like it, empty it out. You may have a little bit of unsmoked tobacco in the bowl. That's okay. You don't need to worry about that. But if you're patient and you just enjoy yourself, you're doing it right. And that's all I wanted to. That's what the purpose of this is. That there's, when I first started several years ago in pipe smoking, there was a lot of the conventional wisdom had a lot of ideas about how you should or shouldn't smoke, and it kind of took some of the enjoyment away. Just enjoy. And some of these things that I mentioned, I think are good ideas. And I try to look back at the beginning of my smoking experience and just thought about what I would have really liked to have like in my mind. So the big one, like I said, is choosing a well-behaving tobacco. It's huge. That is a huge thing. Because I gave up for a while on pipe smoking because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know about drying out tobacco or anything. I didn't know how to fold a flake. I thought I did. Just choose some good tobacco, and then the flake experience will come later. All the complicated techniques will come later. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you want more, you can subscribe or not. It's all right. Smell my beard.